Okay, so far this is what we have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of this. So I'm going to hold down Command J, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to my quick selection tool, and I'm going to select my foreground here. Okay, this is going to take me a while, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the detail in it and speed it up so you don't have to sit here and watch the grass grow, if you know what I mean. Now that I'm done selecting what I would like to highlight in here, I'm going to go down to the bottom here and get my mask, and now I've put a mask in here and it's selected exactly what I was selecting. Okay? I'm having a little bit of allergies. My eyes are just burning. Okay. So now I've got what I selected. So now I'm going to go over here to my curves, and I'm going to click on curves. And all I have to do is click on it. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of it. And look what I've added up here. So now I'm going to take my my hand, my mouse, okay, and hold down Alt Option. And as I bring it down just right there, all of a sudden it changes. I click on it, and you saw it shift over, okay? What that's doing is that's selecting just the foreground here. In fact, I'm going to name this that level foreground. Okay, so now I've selected that, and what I can do is I can now go over here to, sorry, I'm going to click on my curves down here where I just did it. Okay, and there it is. I'm going to put a dot here, and I'm going to go down and put a dot here. And you notice how the bottom one is solid, the top one is hollow. I'm going to hover over the top one. I'm going to hold down Shift, and now I can lighten or darken and make my foreground here a silhouette, and that's what I want to do on this one. Okay, so there's my silhouette right there. And then something else I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to my dodge and burn and get my burn, and I'm going to, okay, let me see how dark that is. Okay, I'm going to darken up some of the junk that's still in this area. And you know, did you see what area I chose? Okay, so this is the area I chose and everything to do that burn in. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to my navigator, and I'm going to bring this back out. Okay, so there we are with our Milky Way. Now I'm going to go down to the original background layer, and I'm going to go up here to curves, and I'm going to hit curves. As I did that, you noticed how we now have the curves and a mask over here. So now I'm going to get my colors. I'm going to select black. Okay, so now I got black over here. I'm going to go get my bucket, and as I pour the bucket, my mask over here is now black. So now I'm going to select white. I'm going to click on my mask. As I click on the mask, I'm going to click on the curves up in the corner. I have a mask and a curves. I'm going to take the curves because I want you to see what I'm doing. Without doing this, you're not going to be able to see it. So I'm going to raise this up. That's all I've got to do. Okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get my brush. I'm on white. Okay? I've got to make my brush bigger. Okay, and I think about right there. So I'm going to take and make my mask. And what I'm going to do is I'm selecting the Milky Way in this area. Okay, now I've selected the Milky Way. Okay, I'm going to go up into here a little bit also because that's part of the Milky Way. Now, if you notice this over here, the edges are sharp. So I'm going to go here to Filter, to Blur, to Gossamer Blur, and this is one I use all the time, and it's 435.6. That's the perfect deal for this. Okay, now the edges are soft. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my mask. I'm now going to click on my curves. I'm going to take my curve back down to ground zero now. Now I don't have that white haze over everything. So now, okay, now I'm back here. Okay, so now I'm going to take my whites. I know this area right here, the Milky Way, this little eyedropper right here is going to pick out my whites, and I'm just going to go, bam. That's a little too much. Whoops. I'm going to soften that. Now I'm going to pick out my... Really have to move this around because what I'm trying to look for are the nice... you really have to pick. I think about right there. And I'm going to come down here. And lighten that up just a little bit here. My burn tool again. Raise it up to around 83. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is now I'm going to flatten it. Okay. So I'm going to flatten it. Okay, now I'm going to go over to my adjustment layers. And I'm going to go up here to brightness and contrast. And I'm going to take my contrast and I'm going to take my brightness and lower it. Contrast and bring it up a little bit right about there. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten this again. And I'm going to come over here with my burn tool. And what I'm going to do is up a little too strong there. Take it down to about 11, and I'm going to just bring out what I like to call it's dusk or dust out there. I like to call it the varicose veins of the Milky Way. Okay. Just do a little couple of taps on that. Now I'm going to go over here and get my dodge, and I'm on 34. I'd like it the same thing, but I'm going to take it down to about 7. Whoops, jumped on me. Keeps jumping on me. There you go. And I'm just going to lighten this outside edge of the Milky Way. I'm going to go over here to this side and lighten the outside edge of the Milky Way. Okay? And that's the way I like to color my Milky Way. Every Milky Way that I shoot is totally different, so I'll do it different each time. But that's gives you the realm. This, by the way, this big orange spear coming in right here, that's a cloud. Okay? It was not a clear night. That's just a cloud coming across and over. And looking through my camera, all the clouds were this orange color. And I wasn't using any filters or anything like that. But anyway, so this is the way I like to color my Milky Way. And I do like the cloud spear on the side. It really kind of adds some mystery to it. And this is my silhouette sky. The last one I didn't do a silhouette. Well, and this one I did. So this is Robert O'Deegan, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. This is my second episode, episode 2, of the Milky Way. So if you'd like to subscribe, I have a lot more. Thanks a lot.